Hello, I'm going to tell you the secrets to a new life, a better existence, one free of all that baggage that you're carrying around. Do you know about main character syndrome? If so, you probably know it as this negative thing, where people get preoccupied with themselves on social media and in the real world. They need constant attention and they lack empathy for others. It's this entitlement because they see themselves as the main character in the whole world. They believe the universe revolves around them. But let's flip the script. If there's this ignorant, blind, unseen, and unknowing self-centered person out there that thinks the universe revolves around them, instead of thinking the universe revolves around you, just know and accept that you are the universe. Suddenly we turn main character syndrome into this amazing reality. Love yourself authentically and deeply. Love yourself more than anything. Because if you're the universe, and so is that person over there, and that person over there, and that person over there, then you love them as well. There's this great empathy and connection there. You also love the whole world around you, everything in nature. Create your own reality. You can create your own reality. Understand what that means. Own your world. Know that you deserve it and believe it. You can do anything because you are everything. Become what you're meant to be. That simple distinction changes everything. Joy, happiness, satisfaction, peace, calm, it's all right there, where you are your own main character. As you consider your new adventure as the main character, it's helpful to understand how you use this universal superpower. Your consciousness is that thing that is beyond the everyday thinking mind. It's beyond your ego, which is that noisy, sometimes negative thing always talking to you that's trying to keep you alive by watching out for you and having you watch out for yourself. Once you get to consciousness, you can see out through your eyes to the real world. And looking back in the opposite direction, your consciousness sees the universe of everything. And that consciousness is where you create or project your individual reality out into the real world. I've discussed it on this channel before, but think of your consciousness as creating your reality around you like a bubble. So you control everything in that reality bubble. It's yours. And your bubble then interacts with and pushes up against all these other individual reality bubbles of everyone around you. That's our collective consciousness of the quote-unquote real world. If you know and believe that your bubble can be as big and strong and as stable or pliable as you want it to be, suddenly the universe is going to make a lot more sense. Think of how much brighter the world around you would be. You would light up all these other bubbles around you because your bubble is more illuminated. Why do we care about other bubbles around us? And I don't mean that as a negative or any kind of insult to the other bubbles out there. What does this person think or that person think? But they are our bubbles, so why do we care? Not in some evil way, but just simply, what does it matter? You caring what they think makes you the character in their story. You collapse your own bubble and are suddenly living in their world, in their existence. That's a complicated existence and a difficult place to be because it's not your own. Embrace your role as the universe. Be your own main character. Everyone else is just there. What's happening with them is their stuff. Focus on your stuff. And then consider that if you are the main character in your own story, what can you do with that? Suddenly it occurs to you that you aren't just the main character, but you are also the author of your story, this gifted writer of your own novel. If you know this deep in your heart, you can feel this deep within yourself. Then you know that you can do anything that you could conceivably write down. Where you live, what you do for work, who you spend time with, how you feel. Then you just get to live it, however and wherever you want to. Before we move on, please subscribe by hitting the watermark in the lower right-hand corner. And if you think of any friends or family that might benefit from this video, please share it with them. What else do you need? If you're the main character and you're writing your own story, you're the author, do you need some validation from anyone else? Do you care what they think? Suddenly, no, you don't, because you're owning your bubble and nobody can change that. This is a better life. If you're loving yourself and confident in where you are in life, you have time and space, not just for you, but for others as well. your relationships improve, your vision improves, and you'll see more clearly. You won't be focused in on yourself, but you'll see everything around you in ultra high definition because you just accept that you are the main character. You don't need to look at yourself. You just own that. And it's not just this vision in a traditional sense. You can experience the whole world better with all of your senses. You may ask, is this even possible, being my own main character? And I can say yes, absolutely. I've learned to live this way. It's imperfect. That's because I'm here in my human form. And so that's not perfect. And I think that's free will and the choice part of our life. I've learned to let go. And that was really important in being able to live this way, to live a more liberated existence. How does letting go enable you to live your own reality? Attachments link you in to other bubbles. If you're negatively attached to other people, it links them and pulls you into their bubble, into their reality. And then again, you're in their story, not your own. And if you have too many attachments anchored on you, moving from you out into the world to these other bubbles, it just weakens your bubble. And it has all these punctures through it. And judgments are attachments. You're wise to think about embracing non-judgment as a way of life. That's not judging yourself, not judging others. Lack of forgiveness also creates attachment as this negative bond to other people. And if you don't forgive yourself or practice non-judgment with yourself, you won't be in any position to be focused on living in your best bubble, in your best reality, a reality that is strong and moves with you throughout the real world. And part of this is the stream of unconsciousness. And in a larger sense, you need to be the most aware that there is the pull of society on you. And that is what I call the stream of unconsciousness. It's everything that you've ever been told that has to be a fact or a truth or an absolute that you don't know yourself has decided that. So focus on freeing yourself from that stream of unconsciousness. Forge your own path. And I think standing up and saying, I'm going to be free, I'm going to see my own, that is what the essence of the spiritual journey is. What are some practical steps to create your own reality in your daily life? This does take work. It's not some kind of abstract magic or a finger snap. And it's because magic isn't supernatural. Magic is actually perfectly natural. So you just have to tap into it. This is meeting the universe halfway. We live here in the real world. So instead of just floating around all the time in the universe behind our consciousness, we have to live in this real world. We have to embrace that. We have to work at it and be intentional and aware about it. And then things get easier. The more peace the world is around you, the easier this is. So other practical steps are being organized, being grounded and centered in your sleep, your nutrition, your fitness, your relationships, your finances. All those help you along this path, on this spiritual journey, living your own personal reality. You'll still face challenges. Even if you have this great reality bubble that's really strong, challenges will come up. They're inevitable. But don't see these things as attacking you or weakening you. Instead, just view them as something that is on your path that you're going to have to go under, around, or through. And you can choose to accept the challenge and move past it. Just be careful that you don't ignore it. That will weaken your bubble and it will cloud your story. It will cloud your reality. And we have to embrace change. I don't really believe in absolutes in this world, in the universe. Probably the only absolute I do believe in is change. Change is the universal constant. It's that the universe is always in motion. We are always in motion. And Mother Earth and nature is always in motion. Your main character will change, evolve, and grow just as a character does in a movie or a book. If you accept and embrace change and you move with the motion of the universe, suddenly you're synchronized with it. And your journey will be amazing. You'll do amazing things that you can't even dream about or conceptualize at this moment. If you're the main character in your own story, build a supporting cast. You can write for yourself. Your spiritual journey doesn't have to be this lonely thing. Sometimes it may be. That's okay. Don't be afraid to reach out. Teach others and be taught yourself. Just enjoy the warmth of sharing ideas. So what are some other things that can help you? Writing can do amazing things for you. So try a journaling exercise. Set a regular journaling time. Try and do it every day when you have some time and space for yourself. And then reflect on your day. Think back over how it went and identify moments where you felt like the main character in your own life story. These could be moments of decision-making, overcoming a challenge, helping someone, or even experiencing a personal realization. And describe those moments to yourself in detail in your journal and consider the impact. Reflect on how your actions or decisions impacted the situation or the people involved. Consider what these moments say about your values, strengths, and your character, your main character, and connect that to the bigger picture. Think about how these main character moments fit into the larger view of your life. And then repeat this process in your journal every day. And suddenly your reality becomes stronger, more vibrant. Your bubble becomes bigger. And there's also personal value affirmation. The spoken word has great power. So create a list of personal values or qualities that you admire about yourself. Each morning, choose a value or quality and repeat it as an affirmation. Regularly affirming your positive qualities, it helps reinforce your self-image, where you're capable and deserving of being the main character in your own life. Also consider meditation. Just sit with yourself and reflect on creating your intended reality, of making that bubble around you. And let me help you with a guided visualization you could use in your own meditation. All right, imagine yourself as the main character. Sit or lie down in a quiet, comfortable space. Take a few deep breaths to relax your body and mind. Gently close your eyes. Picture yourself in a serene and peaceful setting. Visualize yourself as the main character in the ultimate story of the universe. Imagine you are writing this day in your life. You're letting go of all those attachments. They fade away. You're taking positive actions. See yourself taking confident actions. Visualize yourself overcoming challenges with grace and resolve. Immerse yourself in the positive emotions of your actions. Feel the joy and satisfaction. Experience the sense of accomplishment and how it uplifts you. Notice how your actions positively affect those around you. Recognize the value and influence you have in your narrative. Visualize yourself in your own warm bubble of consciousness. See your bubble expanding around you. Notice how it stays with you and is powerful as you move about the world. And then when you feel ready, gently open your eyes. Take a moment to ground yourself back in the present. And then spend some time reflecting on this visualization. Carry this with you throughout your whole day. How do you feel about being the main character in your own story? What do you think about being the character in other people's stories and having them draw you in? Do you think this is a way that you could walk the spiritual path for yourself? Let me know in the comments and I will absolutely get back with you. For further discussions like this, in a peaceful community where people can share their journeys and be themselves, visit kishar.org. And like this video if you want us to keep making content just like this. And until next time, I wish you peace on your journey.